when we're trying to get an idea of the expenses that you're going to have in retirement, and we're talking about your retirement lifestyle, we're normally going to start with some of the simpler expenses, like, am I going to have a mortgage? Well, before we answer that, we might need to answer the question, am I going to downsize? Am I going to move somewhere else? Because if I'm going to move somewhere else, this is normally a great time to really be unpacking that. Because when you're 5 years from retirement, that normally gives you the ability to start looking at property values, to start increasing your property value if you're going to sell it, where you have to update some appliances or you have to fix the roof or whatever it looks like. You can start putting those pieces in place. So that way, when you retire and you plan on downsizing, it's not I have to get started now. I call the real estate agent now and they're telling me all these things I need to do, because there are so many moving pieces. And I'll go into it a little bit later in one of our next strategies, where you do need to be thinking about how much you're spending when you're getting close to Medicare, because there is something called IRMAA, which is a very fancy way of saying that if you make a certain amount of income in the 2-year look back before you start Medicare, I will increase how much you have to pay per month in your Medicare premiums. And that's going to be Medicare Part B and Medicare Part D. And if you were someone that's like, well, that was just what I spent that year to fix and update the house, you're gonna be really mad to have this extra premium for the rest of your retirement life because you had to do some repairs on those 2-year look back window. And so when you're 5 years out, we can now say, well, is there anything I can spend this year to make sure that I'm not moving myself into a higher amount? I believe in 2025, it's set at like $103,000 a year. And if you spend more than that, then you're going to be moving into one of those higher Medicare monthly premium brackets.